Thank you very much. I'm happy to be here and to talk to all of you. What I would like to discuss with you is how all of you should look at education. What are the qualities that you must have to succeed in life after education? And how should you spend your college years? Because I'm sure all of you are in college, all of you are going through your courses, and you're all wondering, what is it that will make my education valuable to me after I complete my education? My views are very different from people who will tell you, study well, get a best degree, best marks, etc., which is necessary. But then let us go back to fundamentals. What do people want to give you a job? What do you need to succeed in life as an entrepreneur, as an independent person doing his own work? To me, the most important attribute human beings should have is curiosity. When you look at a child is very curious because the child is not exposed to the world. The child wonders why things are as they are. The child sees with his eyes, and the child registers that image in the child's brain, and the child starts asking questions. And the curiosity is very important because curiosity leads to discovery of knowledge. There's a lot of knowledge available in the world. Today, luckily, most of the accumulated knowledge of humankind is available on the web for free. So you can always search and you will get the results that you want. You can go to portals where people will tell you and answer the questions that you ask. And all that information available and doesn't necessarily have to be in books. In the earlier era, everything was in books, and the person who read the most books was the teacher, and the person who did not read the books was the student. And today, all that information is available. So you don't have to get all the information inside your hard disk in your head. What you have to do is to be curious, to understand why things are, and learn how to search on the knowledge portals and the databases to find an answer that you want. And this curiosity will help you later in life too. If you join a company, people give you a job, you must find out how to improve the business, how to do things better, how to improve process. And that means you have to have a curiosity. If you just are a widget who will do what is told, like many people, you don't have great value. Because today, anybody who goes for work and does what is told can be replaced by an app. It can be replaced by an AI algorithm. But if there's a person who's curious, who tries to improve matters, who always tries to do things better and improve whatever they do, that person becomes more valuable. And for that, the most important talent that you have is to retain your curiosity. And once you have your curiosity, you'll always be able to find out how things are and what things should be. Then you become a problem solver. So problem solving skills are extremely important in life, whether you are 24, 25, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, problem solving skills are important. Why is it important? Because in your business life or in your employment or anywhere else, you come across a lot of problems. How do you solve the problem? For example, you're trying to solve the problem of ease of getting scholarships, right? That's the problem that you have to solve. Is a technology problem, is an access problem, is the problem of money, is a problem of, making sure that more and more people come and register. There are multiple problems. So how do you solve the problem to make sure that it becomes useful for the people to whom it is targeted? So this problem-solving attitude will allow you, along with your curiosity, to inquire into the source of the problem, look at all the data behind the problem, find out solutions, then analyze the solutions to find out which is the solution that will work the fastest, easiest to set up with the lowest cost. And that is very important to do. For example, let us say you want to build an electric vehicle. And if you want to build an electric vehicle, what is it that you need to do? You need to understand what are the components of an electric vehicle. The components of the vehicle is very simple. There's a chassis, there's an electric motor, there's a transmission system, there are batteries, and there's a control system. Now, once you know all that, can you redesign it to meet the needs of people? Now, look at what Elon Musk did. Elon Musk came into the car industry to design an electric vehicle. And he said, my electric vehicle, the Tesla vehicle, is a piece of software embedded in hardware. What did he mean by that? What he meant was very clear. He meant that, look, I redesigned the entire car from the point of view of the consumer. What does the consumer want today? You want a car that comes to you. You don't want to go to the car. So you should be able to go to an app and use the app to ask the car to come. If the car has to come, what should the car have? The car should have a radar system. The car should have software inside the car, which will get the message, track you down, and then operate the car to come to you. And you can set inside the car. So the car has to have an ability to be autonomous. And why is that? Because people want that. That's what they want to make the life better. And then the car has to be useful to work. So he's creating an autonomous car with enormous amount of data, millions of miles of data to find out what do people want when they drive, what are roads like, can the car capture the images along the road and use big data and pattern and algorithms to find out what those are, and can the car drive by itself? Can the car maintain a distance between the other car and them? So everybody who drives a Tesla car today, physically too, the data is being stored in a central place. And then, how do you make sure the car is efficient? Since it's an electric vehicle, for the car to be efficient, what do you have to do? First, you must increase the efficiency of energy. Because why? The battery is the most highest cost element in the car. But the battery has to be designed in such a manner that it can store the largest quantum of energy at the lowest cost and go furthest in its use. For the battery redesign happen with lithium-ion batteries, because he said they're easily available. I can put them in serial, and he paid a piece of software to make it happen. Then what did he do? He shrunk the size of the motor, electric motor, by 30%. And why is that? Why can't the motor be more efficient? Why should I buy a standard motor? How can I redesign the motor? So he redesigned the motor and made the motor smaller. Then he said, how can I design a car which feels like a car? Because if you design a Tesla car, it's very silent. With electric motor, it doesn't make a noise. And all of us want to have some noise in the car to understand that the car is driving, right? The car is active, it's not dead, right? So unless there's a noise, we are conditioned to that. So you put a hum there to make sure that you get the noise. And the end result was a fabulous car, which was designed from the consumer's point of view and was a piece of software which can be controlled from a distance. And then in a particular place, maybe in Puerto Rico or somewhere else, when the hurricane happened, he could ask people to download an app which extended the range of the battery. Now that is extraordinary. That means the night you can download a change in the app, and that app will reconfigure the control system in the car to make it drive further by possibly reducing the speed. Because, there's certain energy that's required to drive the car. Now look at the mindset, look at the problem-solving capability the man has. The brilliance of the problem-solving capability. Now this problem-solving capability, does it come through education? Does it come to the lectures that teachers teach you? Or does it come because you're curious? You're curious to understand the problem. You're curious to design a solution. And then you reiterate and start thinking and making widgets and see what is better. And then your curiosity says, I want to redesign something from the point of view of the consumer. Now that is problem solving. And for the problem solving to be with you, you need to be curious. Now there are some startups come up in India called the neobanks. What are neobanks? Now if you understand a bank, what is a bank? A bank is an entity which is regulated by a central bank, which collects money from people and lends to people. So it has to maintain liquidity, blah, blah, blah. The entire bank operating software is designed from the bank's point of view and from the regulator's point of view, because both require information about the bank to manage the bank as per the regulation. It's not designed from your point of view. Now, you and I are consumers of banks. We open an account, we want to operate an account, we want to transfer money, we want to do transactions, we want a loan, we want to have a saving product, etc. Now, all the software that you have today downloaded on your mobile and an app does not allow you to do that, because the design of the entire system is very different. So it has been designed for the bank internally and for the central bank to monitor. Now here comes neobanks with a piece of software which sits on top of all the bank accounts, and you operate the software in the way you want, which is very intuitive. And once it's intuitive, you want a saving product, you click and you get a search of all the saving products that are there. Then you click a button, then you can do it. It's like Zerodha, if those of you are traded. Why is Zerodha so popular? Because you can go to the app and you can trade very easily. Otherwise, you have to call a broker, you got to do everything, right? Why is all the other apps useful? Because there. Why is, the apps in the United States, Robinhood and others were useful? Because they're designed from your point of view. Now, that is the problem that you're solving. And how will it happen? Because you're curious, you want to solve a problem. And it can happen in the environment of technology where software can bring about the changes, because it's all digital. Now, the software can be used to be designed in a manner which is intuitive, which is useful to you, and that can run the hardware and that can work, because we are in a very advanced stage of technology. So you require a problem-solving attitude. And to develop a problem-solving attitude, what do you need? You need the ability to understand the problem, look at data points, analyze data. You need data. You need data, because if you don't have data, you will not come to the conclusion. And the data will tell you what is the problem, why does the problem arise, and how the problem has to be solved. Then if you analyze all the data, then you find out what are the possible solutions, then you choose one. So this problem-solving attitude is required. Next thing you require in education is an ability to connect the dots, multidisciplinary approach. Now, when I was a small child or a young person, I used to go to the library and read all kinds of books. Of course, those days there was no web, there was no mobile, there was no TV. It's much before any of you were born. So, it's a different era. I used to go to the library on a Saturday and read 2-3 books. I read history, I read physics, I read geography. I read all the books. So all that information, knowledge is stored in my hard disk. And today, if I see something, the neurons in my brain, 82 billion of them connect, and all kinds of things happen. I'm able to connect the macro to the micro to the macro. So if there is a hurricane coming off the coast of Chennai, and I read about it, immediately my neurons connect and say, yes, the hurricane is coming, and this could be the impact, this could happen here, etc. And we know what is happening. Why? It is all intuitive, because you have a wide array of knowledge. So my suggestion to you is, to be very useful, you must specialize in some things and be a generalist in many areas. Specialize in 2 or 3 areas where you have deep knowledge, and the deep knowledge can come by learning, by search, by understanding and building on it, and read everything else so that you have a broad knowledge, because the knowledge that you have read is stored in a memory, and somewhere when you have a problem, the neurons will connect and you'll be able to get an answer, because you live in an actual society, in an operating system where all these things come together. Now, everything comes together around you. It's a very complex system in a society, right? It's like the chaos theory, which says that, the wings of a butterfly, when it flaps, can set off a cyclone some other place. Why? Because everything is in equilibrium, and a small item can turn the clock and make something else. So I think it's very important to have a broad array of knowledge and de-specialization, and read a lot, search a lot, spend 2-3 hours a day looking at images, looking at things, because it can be stored and it can help you out later. If you're only deeply a specialist, it's good, there's nothing wrong, but then your ability to be creative comes down. And then learn to be creative. What is creativity? Creativity is reimagining things. Keep your imagination alive. If you're curious, you're problem solving, you have something inside your hard disk, all the knowledge stored, you can be creative. Creative is imagining new things. Now, when you're creative, nothing is crazy. Nothing is wrong, all right? Everything is right. And even the most absurd thing may be something else. And create. And once you are creative, it leads to what is called design thinking. Design thinking is a process by which you become a problem solver and reimagine things that are there. For example, if you take a coffee cup, why should the coffee cup be like this? It was designed by somebody to be a cup, porcelain, to hold hot stuff, and you have a handle, and you can drink. Now, can it be something else? Just be creative. And why be creative? Because creation is exciting. It stimulates your mind. And to be creative, you have got to be multidisciplinary. I think that's important. And then the next thing you must develop as an individual is an ability to communicate. There are 7.8 billion people on the planet. All right? Possibly about maybe 35, 40 million people, 4 crore people graduate from universities all around the world. And now with the internet and the digital revolution coming, all of them are going to compete for jobs. See, the beauty of what happened after COVID was the world locked down. And since the world locked down, the need for people to meet came down. And if you're working in a firm, you could be anywhere so long as you're connected by technology through this video. Now I'm talking to you through video. I'm in Bangalore. You could be anywhere. And we're all there together synchronously because we are on a platform where we can communicate and we can share. So we don't have to be in the same physical location. The idea of a physical location to be in front of each other is all gone. Of course, we need human interaction. We need to be with people. That's different. Now, when you have this kind of a thing, you need to understand how to communicate with people so that the entire globe becomes a market. Communication is important. Body language is important. When you communicate to a human being, the human being is watching you. Your body action. Are you confident? Are you communicating properly? Are your thoughts very clear? Are you talking in a language that people understand? Not that you want to express yourself, because expression is a means to make people, the recipient of the expression, understand what you're saying. And that confidence that you can give to people as an expert or the person whom you want to hear. So when you are in the room, certain people enter the room, they have what is called gravitas. You feel their presence. Why is the presence? Because they come confidently, right? They see you eye to eye, and the body language is very good. And they communicate, they talk to you. And when they talk, you understand, you want to listen because they're talking sense. And the language of the talk is something that you understand. You don't talk a language just to prove to everybody you're smart, but you talk just that other people understand you in the shortest period of time. So you got to communicate, you got to have a persona. And that persona is what is going to, be careful. So when you enter employment, I would suggest to all of you, the first 3-4 years of a job, please focus on learning. Learning, you must learn everything. Yes, you get a salary. The salary may be good, the salary may be bad. It doesn't matter because that's a learning time. And what you must do is to make sure that whatever is you can be learned, can be experienced, Because, if you want to do well in the job, people say, do you have experience? How can you get experience unless you have a job? So you got to work somewhere. So whatever job you get first, if you don't like the compensation is fine. Just check up whether there's a learning opportunity and you learn. For example, in Infosys, we used to hire 35,000 people a year. We should take them to a place called Mysore, where they stayed with us for 6 months. You can Google and find out the Mysore campus. It has everything every university has. It has, gyms and swimming pools and squash court and sports facilities, cafeteria, laundry, movie theaters, everything. It's a world-class experience. So they come there, they learn for 26 weeks, we teach them. Yes, and after teaching them, the value goes up 5x. After 1 year, they can go anywhere and anybody will offer them 2 times, 3 times the salary. And that's why they're losing so many people because they make people valuable. Because the important thing for all of you to understand is in life, you're a bundle of knowledge, a bundle of capability, a bundle of thinking, and a bundle of leadership, right? And that value must add to yourself. Warren Buffett, the founder of Berkshire Hathaway, was once asked, what are the biggest investment an individual can make? He said, the biggest investment an individual can make is to educate yourself and to skill yourself and to train yourself, because that is what is going to last you a lifetime. That's the biggest investment. It's not building a house. It's not doing anything else, but improving yourself, making you more useful. So in the first 3-4 years, you must find learning opportunity. You must work very hard to learn, to build up your skills and do everything else. And that will last you for the rest of your life, provided you have all these qualities. Because life is going to be a lifelong passion, a lifelong thing. And if you want to be a really live person, your mind should be alive. You can't be a dead person, a creature of dead habits who gets up in the morning, has breakfast, does some walking, that's fine. It's okay to make you happy. But if you have great ambition, that's what you got to do. And then you got to have enormous passion to succeed in life. You must have a dream. What do you want to be? And no dreams are bad. No dreams are bad. Every dream is a good dream. I want to be Prime Minister of India like Prime Minister Modi. Look at Prime Minister Modi. A man born in a very poor family. His mother used to go wash dishes in others' houses. He ran away from school, became a tea seller, and he sold tea. Imagine that. No food, nothing, very poor. Then he worked his way up. He learned himself, did everything else. He traveled all across India, met all across, self-made man with nobody backing him, with no money, nothing. Today he's become the Prime Minister of India. So you should dream. Whatever you want to do, you can dream. You can be the biggest scientist in the world. You can be the Prime Minister of India, the President of India. And you can be Dhirubhai Ambani, or you can be Mukesh Ambani. You can be anything and keep the dream alive, because you must dream. You have only one life. We only have one life. We're not going to come back. Yes, we all say you're going to have multiple lives. Nobody has multiple lives and come back and said, I've been there. There is no heaven. There is no hell. After you're gone, you're gone. That is over. So you have one life and make the most of that life. It's important to make the most of your life. And you must make the most of a life that makes you happy. Now, if you say, hey, I don't want to work. I don't want to earn money. I want to be a bum. I want to travel all across, walk across, live off the land. That's fine. Just be happy. I want to be a singer. Fine. Be happy. I want to be a dancer. Be happy. I want to be a techie. Work towards it and be happy. I want to be a professor. Work towards it and be happy. But have a dream and work to realize the dream. And the dream may be very big. It takes time. Everything takes time. When you're young, you're very impatient. You want to do things, but everything takes time. And I think that taking the time is important. So you need to develop patience over a period of time. And in your life, you have a long life ahead of you. All of you are going to live very long. There will be adversity. There will be some things you'll not achieve. There will be something else. But remember one thing in life. Whatever you do and wherever you are, the sun will rise in the morning and set in the evening. The sun will rise in the morning, set in the evening. Nature will go on and on and on and on, right? So things are very important and things are not important. So, you become philosophical, but you must have the passion and the energy to work to make your dream happen. That energy and the passion is what young people have. As you grow older, the passion, energy comes down. But, that's a natural thing. But when you're young, you must have indomitable energy, demonic energy. You must have the passion, I'm going to succeed. I'm going to do this and keep at it. And I keep telling people, right? If there's a wall in front of you, bang your head against the wall till either the wall breaks or you fall down. And even if you fall down, you are 6 feet ahead. You're always ahead. And be optimistic. Be optimistic. Be full of hope. Be always look forward to achieving some things and do all these qualities. So this optimism, everything on top of curiosity, your problem-solving attitude, your knowledge, your ability to communicate, your ability to have gravitas, all that will make you successful in life. And lastly, be a good human being. You must have integrity. You must have honesty. You must have compassion. You must have a helping attitude, everybody. Try to help everybody as much as possible in your lifetime. Because whatever you help will come back to you. Your network grows. Now we are in the digital era, the era of the network, right? You go to the internet, there may be 6 billion people. So you are in the network. Anything is a network. So if you help people, you have a network of people who help you out. Buddies, right? That's what I think you are, right? Buddies. Try to help as many people as possible. Don't expect anything in return. You help people because you want to help to make sure your conscience is clear. We worked to set up Akshaya Patra in the year 2000. Okay? We had no money. We collected money. We had a dream. We said no child should be deprived of education because of want of food. We are a poor country. Many children can't go to school, can't do anything. And we built up Akshaya Patra. Now we have delivered more than 350 crore meals. We feed 18 lakh children a day. We spend 550, 600 crores a year. But it started very small, just feeding 1,500 children. And we went at it. We had this dream. We did it and it worked. But we helped a lot of people. And the satisfaction and joy you get of helping people is something that you can't evaluate. Because at the end of the day, you have to be at peace with yourself. You have to be happy. You have to be at peace. And if you look back in your life after working 25 years and ask yourself, what have you done? And if you turn around and say, hey, I helped a lot of people. I may not be very rich. I try to be rich, but it's okay. I helped a lot of people. I spread goodwill. I'm happy. That's it. That's it. So I want to stop here and tell you that, education has 3 components. One is the learning, that you do. Second is the growing up, because in a college, you come together with people, you build your networks, you communicate, you play, you fight, you do everything. It's a great part of your life because you're growing up to go into society. And the third is the information that you get, right? So the learning is different from information. Learning is when you analyze. That's important. Curiosity and, being very problem solving, etc. And then the companionship in the network is very important because we are all emotional creatures. And then there is the information that you get. But not have an overload of information, you can search for the information. So use the most of it and live a life to the full and be happy and have a dream. Thank you.
Wonderful, Mohan sir. Wonderful. I think this is very inspirational, powerful learnings for all of each one of us. So Mohandas sir says to share with you. So Buddy First started 10 years back when there was no scholarship platform. So even if somebody wants to search for any scholarship, even Google doesn't return any result which says that these are the scholarship you can participate. And the journey also is a very you rightly mentioned problem solving. So we analyze the data and all. So we started with a journey of 120 rupees in bank account in 10 years back, and today we are managing some more than 120 crore worth of scholarships on our system, and we have 21,000 scholars. These scholars are my future entrepreneurs, future leaders, future scientists. So they are the leaders, change makers. So what the dream which started as a very small, if one person entrepreneur, it is now lightening lives of 21,000 for sure. The data is there with us. Every district have our scholar, every college, every IIT, every IIMs, every NLUs have our scholar. So, but the journey, it just reflected to now we are with an audacious dream. You rightly said dream should not be small, it should be very large. So now we are dreaming for 1 crore scholars in next 10 years of time. And I feel that the energy, the love and blessings we are receiving. So lots of people helped us in last 10 years of journey. I come from very humble background. My co-founder Raj is here. His parents sold his tractors twice so that they can pay to the engineering fees. So there's so much intentions around, blessings around us. They are forcing us to be successful because this success means millions of students, parents, he hopes and dreams to become true. So thank you, Mohandas sir, for this.
I want to say this to you, since you are doing scholarships. We run a scholarship for the Konkani community where we raise money from Konkanis. We are a small community of 25 lakh people. We are the actual minority. Okay, only 25 lakh people who speak Konkani in India. We are the real minority, though we don't get recognized as a minority. Now, what we did was we gave scholarships to young people, collected money from the community, and told all the young people that you must, in your turn, support 2 people in your lifetime. And then we created an alumni network. So we got 1,500 strong alumni network. We collect 4 crores a year, and they pay 50, 75 lakhs a year because they're all earning and they want to support. And the alumni network become mentors to the people who come. They become the people who connect them to get jobs. They become the people who want to care for them. And they become the people who want to give back. So all the people who got scholarship the last 10 years, make them all mentors. Make it an alumni, make them mentors, let them share. And let them tell younger people who get scholarship what it took for them to succeed. So the younger people who come today have role models. I think that's very important because that's the power of the network. The second thing what you must do is, and I've been trying to ask people to do it, you must have a student adoption scheme. There are 5 crore taxpayers in this country, 8 crores file, maybe 5 crores actually pay tax. And if each one of them supports one student, paying out 50, 60, 70,000 a year for 5 years, 10 years, we can solve the problem of this country. Each family supporting one student outside the family and only the taxpayers, we can solve the problems. So we have to adopt, you must have a student adoption scheme so that, each student is known to a family and the support, and they give the money and use your platform to deliver. And you give them some reports and maybe they talk to the family and tell the family what they do. And the joy the family gets, because everybody wants to help. Everybody wants to help somebody. They don't know how to do it. So have this family adoption scheme and ask them to adopt one young student and give money for the scholarship and keep them in touch so that you create a network. So on both sides of the algorithm, you have people, one who are donors and mentors, and the others are the users. And then the users become the donors. So it becomes a circular economy where, it sustains itself for a period of time and it becomes a goodness. So try to do that, because
Yes, sir.
whatever you do, the power of the network is the power that can help you achieve. So if you have any questions, I will answer, or we will end it.
Yes, sir. Sir, Mohandas, sir, we are just launching a 10 years of journey memoir, which I want you to inaugurate. So you just need to say click, and we can publish this. So this is 16-page journey of Buddy for Study, starting from first scholar to now 21,000 scholars. So you need to say click and
click. Please click.
So in this journey, so we are launching this kind circle, Mohandas sir, which is actually built for the same purpose, where individuals can come together and they can actually set up a circle to help one or two students lifetime. So it's like, it's very close. These are the scholars which you are seeing, and these are the scholarships which have been transferred. All these students you are seeing here, like students in IITs, IIMs, and all the students who are struggling and to find a fund, so they can actually connect to a circle. The circle can be like alumni circle, like village-wise circle, like district-wise circle. I can set up a circle, my family name. So you can create n number of circles, and these circles will have beneficiaries, and everything is totally tracked. Everything is tracked, sir, total in this scholar tracking system. So we are just simplifying the whole scholarship model in such a technology manner. So in today's time, if I want to set up a scholarship, it just takes 5 minutes time from my side, and everything is very transparent. It's a passbook. It's just like a virtual thing. So this is from my side. If anyone, if Ashish is here, if you have any question, so it's.
Yeah. Hi, sir. Ashish here. Sir, a simple question. Over last 10 years, we have been able to help 21,000 scholars, create 21,000 scholars actually. What Ashutosh had also suggested that in next 10 years, we are targeting 1 crore scholars now, 10 million scholars. So what are your advices, sir, for us to achieve that humongous target that we have set for ourselves for next 10 years?
There are two sides to the equation for you. One side is getting students to come and ask for scholarship, which I think the engine is running very well because the demand is much greater than the supply. So that side you'll succeed. The other side is to get donors and mentors and others to supply the scholarship. So you've got to set up a special team to market the scholarship, register people, get them on board to supply the scholarship, and talk to family officers, talk to endowments, talk to the many trusts to offer them all this and say they can create their own scholarship program. They can do it in the name of the parent, do in the name, and set up a special team to market. Because the problem is a supply, not demand. There is enormous amount of demand. There are 3.67 crore young people in college. All right. 67% study in private colleges. Even in the public schools, in universities, they require help because, at least 50% of them are poor. They're not able to sustain themselves. They come from poor families. They need help. So there are a lot of people who will come to the portal. So getting 1 crore people to come on the portal in the next 10 years is not going to be difficult. Yes, you must try. You must get the right kind of people, and you must, sieve through all the resumes and make sure that they fit the profile, blah, 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 all that you have to do. But focus on getting the donors and everybody else. Find out who are the people who will want to help. How do you connect with them? Which are the scholarship programs already available in so many trusts? Whom did they give money to? A lot of research and stuff should be done. If you do that, you can develop products whereby they'll come on your platform and use the product. And offer your platform to people so that they can monitor progress. They have a database. They know how to reach. They know how to transfer money, etc. So have a payment engine where they can transfer money directly to the account of the recipient of the scholarship, going through your portal, which will register that into your database. So it becomes very easy to track. Okay.
Thank you, Mohandas sir, for enlightening us today with your valuable insights and precious time. I am grateful that you took our time and from your busy schedule and to share time with us. Thank you very much, sir.
Wish you all the best. Bye-bye. Thank you. Bye-bye.